All right, guys.
Wait a minute.
Game on now.
Game on.
Game on.
I totally was blindsided on that one.
Me too.
But
Game
Don't
on.
look at me, I got 3 votes.
Game on.
Had to.
That was fun. My gosh, that was fun.
You're like my savior.
Had to.
Hey, I'm telling you,
I had to.
y'all cannot
I'm forever indebted.
imagine. You know how it feels.
Yeah,
You cannot imagine how much joy I had in my heart when I won
was-
this thing.
I'm sorry. I had to. He would have beat any of us.
He
Yeah, he
would
was
have
a good
beat every
gamer.
one of us.
He would have beat any of us.
He would have definitely beat you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the vantage point I'm looking at.
why?
He didn't make anybody mad.
Okay.
He was funny. He was fun to be around.
He was a
Everybody-
gamer. He was
everybody-
good.
Yeah, and he knows the game.
I just wanted to stay alive. I didn't
He
care.
knows the game.
I think he would have talked everyone into winning or voting for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, I owe you my life. You. Yes. No, come on.
I found the hidden individual challenge phase advantage. And it says I may pass this on to someone if I get voted out, which is sadly the case. So I'm going to give this to Mark. Welcome.
I'm so happy that Louis gave this to me. I was about to curl up in a ball, and I'm really happy that I have this extra advantage.
Alright guys, congratulations on making it to the final 5. Huge moment, you guys have made it to a point where you're going to be in every single episode of this season. Pretty exciting. Lots of camera time, I'm sure.
Yes, camera time, yes!
Alright, so let's get to the immunity challenge. Sam, I'll take back the immunity necklace. So immunity is back up for grabs. In this next challenge, you guys are each going to have the 2 oversized Jenga blocks like this, and you're going to have another Jenga block in the middle, and you're going to have to balance it in between. This is a challenge similar to the one that Amanda won in Survivor Fans versus Favorites in the final 3. As time goes on, we will add additional pieces and it will get harder. Any last questions before we get to this challenge?
Yep, it's the same.
What advantage do you have?
Until the final 5. Just a little challenge help.
Okay. This is an individual immunity challenge advantage, meaning Mark will have an advantage in this challenge. His advantage is very similar to Malcolm's in Survivor Philippines, which means if he drops once, he will be able to reset and start this challenge all over again. Alright, survivors ready? Begin. You have 15 seconds. Seems to be easy for everybody so far. Would you say so, Anessa?
I don't know how much longer I'll last.
Alright guys, you guys can set it down. You guys can grab your next piece. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This challenge is back on. Out of nowhere, Susan is out of this challenge. 3 times. Out of nowhere, Anessa is out of this challenge. We have 10 seconds left, and then we're gonna have 15 seconds to adjust. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it. Move on. You have 15 seconds. Starting now. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
0.
Mark, you have lost your first life. You may reset.
Gary, you're out of this challenge. Just say first.
You have 10 seconds to get your stack back up.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This challenge is back on.
Sam not breaking focus.
You can do it. Out of nowhere, Mark wins immunity. I guess that advantage worked out in your favor. Oh my God. You're safe.
The challenge lasted almost 20 minutes. Oh my wow. Well, that's how long I videoed for. So it was challenge for
If one of you wants a better chance in the next immunity, you're all really hard players.
Yeah.
I don't care about the final 3. I'd like to get to the next step, and I think Mark is with me. So it's me and Mark, and if one of you come with us, then you can eliminate one of each other. You can't eliminate Mark.
Yeah.
If you eliminate me, I'm a pretty easy.
The thing is, you've never voted with me. Not one single
That's not
isolated
true.
time.
Except for the
gosh.
first vote.
That's not true. I wasn't even on your team for a lot of it.
That's true.
Yeah, and I voted for you 100% when we did the Avanti thing.
Right, that we
Yeah.
did the first one, you're right. That was unanimous, though. Yeah.
I was trying to make the case that keeping me one last round would be good because you'd eliminate someone strong now, but no one's buying.
On the necklace, just like Shantelle had. She has it. Trust me, she has it.
I can't because I only have Susie and you. And if you're going with the other 2, I'm dead. I can't vote her. I can't vote. I can't vote Susie.
I'll try to get it from her. You tell her that you're getting me. You tell her you and Susie are getting me. I will try my best to get the item from her. I've saved her twice. I've saved her twice. She's indebted to me.
I can't do it. They've saved me last round. I'm not going to lie to your face.
No, I appreciate that, but you have a better chance against me than...
You have people on the jury that really like you.
Not the jury. I don't want to get to the final 3. I just want to make it to the next round.
Right.
I have personal reasons for not wanting to get to the final 3.
Okay.
So all I'm doing is trying to get to the next round, and Mark and I are together. So we just need one person.
Oh, right, but you guys are never going to pick me.
Well, if you give us your word,
Yeah, I'll pick you.
we have no problem.
I want to go up against you. I've been trying to get you out the whole game. I want to go up against you.
Listen to this.
I can't, because then I'm going to burn a bridge on this side. I can't do it.
Okay.
I need to make sure that Susie gets voted out because she's a tempting person to bring to the end. And if Mark wins again, then I really think like Sam might pick up Susie. She's just really tempting to bring to the end. And I can't believe that Gary's actually believing this. Oh, she doesn't want to go to the end. What does that mean? You've been sleeping in the woods for 2 days. Now all of a sudden you don't want to go to the final 3? I asked her why. And she said, well, because my daughter brought me here and I don't want to excel in something like more than my daughter. What?
Here's where my mind is at. So I was just told that Vanessa has a immunity idol. I did not know that. And Sam is the one telling me this. Sam is telling me that I should play the idol that I have on him. But what's been running through my mind lately is that Sam has been really playing he's been ramping it up. And to sit next to that, even though I've been the closest to him this far, I don't know if it's gonna help me in the end in order to sit next to him. So I'm considering, because Mark and I have had a very good working relationship, I know that Sam and Inessa are gonna want to vote for Susie. And I'm thinking about pulling in Mark and Susie and telling them to vote for Sam. Inessa will play her idol. And I'm going to play my idol more than likely for myself. And then just let Sam go home. Why didn't you tell me about the vote advantage?
Because I thought you were gonna go with them.
No, I really am thinking about voting Sam out.
Right now?
Yeah.
If we do, then I'll take you to the final three. Like, my life is in your hands. If we vote Sam out, then...
And then, because Sam told me Vanessa has an idol.
He told me that too. But I don't believe him.
So then...
Why? You three are talking.
Tight. So, like, why would he tell me that? That's what makes, like, that's sketchy to me.
It is. I think he just wants to stay. He wants to... Whatever you tell me, I'll vote. And I'll get to do Sam. Okay. I'm putting my faith in Gary.
You think Gary?
I'm 100% with Gary right now. It's the only way I'm gonna do it. Let's just vote Sam.
All right.
Even if we don't have Vanessa, and she votes you, we still have 3-2.
Gary has an immunity idol. I have an immunity idol. I'm playing it on myself, and he wants to play the other one on Susie because he wants Sam out. Fuck. If Susie's out, if Susie's still in this, I'm never getting to the final three, ever. Nobody would ever pick me over her. And they're feeding me lines, and, like, it's obvious, like, I'm not buying it, because he's like, well, Sam's really difficult to beat. Come on, if you think Sam's difficult to beat, then, like, I'm never seeing that final three. So I told him that I don't feel comfortable with this, and, like, I really need him to vote out Susie. I don't think he will. I think he's going to play his idol on Susie.
So if it's me, Mark, and one other person, then you can knock out somebody that you can perceive as a potential threat. If it's Sam or Vanessa. And I don't know who is a bigger threat. I mean, Sam is sort of all of a sudden upping his game.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Anissa. So Mark and I are together, right? And all we needed is one more person. Anissa wouldn't budge. Sam said to go for Anissa. Gary told Mark it's Sam. So if one of those people is right, then Sam will be gone.
Let's bring in the members of our jury. Alright guys, we made it to the final 5. Congratulations. This is a huge point at this game, so you should all be very proud of yourselves. Start off with that last tribal council. 2 people did go home. Big moves were made. Sam, walk me through it. What exactly went on? We had 2 major players leave last tribal council.
All right, I knew we had to get the couples split because we were at that point obviously playing an individual game. So the 2 couples just had to be split up.
Vanessa and Gary, you guys are whispering. Vanessa, do you want to tell us a little bit, anything, what's going on right now?
I mean, here's the thing. You guys are very strategic, good players. You voted out Eddie. It was sort of blindside. You guys have made very good strategic moves. Why would you ever be like, oh, yeah, sure, I'm going to go ahead and bring Vanessa. I mean, I guess I'm thinking too highly of myself, but, like, why? Of course you wouldn't do that. So, like...
I personally think you made a lot of enemies. So,
yeah.
we're flipping back and forth. So I really do want to change you. Is she showing distrust to you? Is that what's going on? Is she showing distrust, or she's concerned? Again, it was very caught her in a few lies. So I was trying to get her out from the beginning. So now you guys are working together. Okay. All right.
It's true. I do think that I'm not very much liked possibly by the jury, because I had a hand in voting most of them out. But I think that this is a jury full of gamers. But anyway, I shouldn't be pushing this way right now, because I don't think I'm getting there. I'm sitting right there at Final Four. But
why do you say that though?
Yeah, I don't.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
You keep saying I don't think I'm gonna be right.
Because I think that it doesn't really matter who goes out right now. I think that I have to win out.
It does matter.
But then I also have to think okay, well, who can I beat more? Who am I more likely to beat?
Stick to the plan.
What kind of challenge is the next one?
Well, then let's
you have to get there to find out.
Because at one moment you're saying vote Susie, but then the next moment you're saying vote Anissa, but then you told me that Anissa had an idol.
That's true. I do have an idol. Of course I have an idol.
And I'm not going anywhere because I've been holding on to this shit since the final 10.
Honestly, nobody's voting for you.
I know that.
You can take that as a souvenir.
No one's voting for you.
I know that, but I have the choice to make the decision on who I would like to keep in this game.
Yeah.
So I would much rather hear why I should be keeping. Essentially, it's between you two. That's those are the names that I've been hearing.
And now you can't vote for
Either of these.
Right, so it's Sam or me.
You and I have been strong since we started this thing.
We've
had each other's back 3 or 4 different times.
Multiple times. But I do want to lay it out to you. Because of me listening to you, I lost my partner.
No, you haven't. You and I agreed that we messed up and not to bring her in.
And that's what
And that was part of your doing too.
But at the same time, I asked you, is this what we should be doing? Should we tell Inessa? And you were like, no, we can do damage control.
I knew about this because I heard Sam talking about this with Sarah. I knew Sarah had some sort of vote double block thingy. You didn't bring me in, that's true, but I kind of knew about it.
So
that
but then
wasn't my
you knew.
fault, that was there.
It's true. Well, I heard you talking to each other. If Mark wins again, who are you voting for?
We would vote you out.
You would vote me out? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I wouldn't pick anybody.
But you have to pick somebody.
But
you have to vote for somebody.
Okay, randomly I say you, but I know that wouldn't matter.
Gary whispering with Sam right now.
So why are you saying that? You're saying that if you vote Sam out, then you'll vote Susie out.
Yeah, she'll vote.
I just want this one. I want to make it.
I can't believe that. I think I have more chances to win against Sam than I have against Susie.
All right, guys, we have to get to this vote. We're gonna get things started.
Gary's gonna play his idol on Susie. Who cares? I was in the middle of it anyway. I just have to win out next round. Whatever.
Good idea.
Alright guys, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Let's see who gets it off first.
Vanessa, did you go for plan A, or your plan, or my plan?
I don't know which one is the plan. I voted out Susie. If you want to play your idol on Susie, I won't be mad.
I'm playing my idol for myself.
Gary is playing his idol for himself. Any votes for Gary will not count.
Myself, please. Thank you.
Vanessa plays the idol for herself. Any votes for Vanessa will not count. Alright, I will read the votes. First vote, Sam. Second vote, Susie. Susan. Third vote, Sam. That's 2 votes Sam, 1 vote Susan. Fourth vote, Susan. That's 2 votes Susan, 2 votes Sam. 1 vote left. Last vote, and the 9th member of our jury, Susan. Susan, you're going to need to bring your torch. Congratulations on making it to the Final Four. I can now let you guys know that there is only one immunity challenge away to get into the final tribal council. So let's see who's going to win it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Coming into this weekend, I had no expectations.
I wasn't a big Survivor fan, and Emily invited me to do this weekend with her as a mother-daughter thing, and it went beyond my wildest dreams, and I never imagined that I could have such a bonding experience, not just with Emily, but with 19 other people that I never met before Friday. I've met new friends. I've learned about myself, that I could do these crazy challenges, not winning them, but being in the competition, and that says so much. I'm just so happy to be a part of this wonderful experience.
You promise?
I've told you this.
Okay. All right, well then I'm comfortable. As long as you promise, I have your word, then I'm comfortable.
It's been me and you since the word go.
Okay, so then if I win, I'll pick you too.
All right.
But I want to just know that but I just want to be clear. The reason I'm freaking out is because when we were walking into tribal council, nobody heard us. It was just me and you talking. It wasn't for show. It was a one-on-one conversation. And you said if Mark won, you would have to choose Gary over me because you and Gary had a thing. I get it.
I also told you that you had to play your Bible.
And I did.
And he had to vote for Susan.
That's right.
Because the two of them were rock solid on you.
It doesn't matter. I have an idol. Who cares?
But they didn't know that.
Hey, what did you think? I wasn't going to play my idol for 5?
Well, I know you were, but they didn't know that.
It didn't matter though. They told me that you told them that I had an idol.
They didn't tell me anything about
They told me, they came up to me and said, you have an idol? And I said, yes. They go, Sam told me you have an idol.
Okay, who?
All right, guys. Congratulations on making the Final Four. You guys have made it to your final immunity challenge. This is the most important challenge of the entire game. Mark, I will take back the necklace. Immunity is back up for grabs. And this challenge, you guys are each going to race out into the playground area, grab a puzzle board, bring that back to your table. You're going to race up the hill to a bucket to grab your puzzle pieces, race back and solve the puzzle. Survivors ready? Go! One piece does not fit. Sam has it. Sam wins the final immunity challenge.
What? What is on you?
Right here.
Does it hurt?
I did it for you. It's rock solid. I was true to my word the whole time through here. Yes, we made some plays, but I'm taking Gary and my nephew to the final 3. But I played good. I played real good. Pete, I can't imagine what's going through Pete's head right now.
Yeah.
That's the way we do.
I have to vote for you.
Yeah.
Gary, yeah, Sam's gonna. I don't know what Sam. I have to talk to Sam. I'm assuming. I really don't know.
Yeah. I think I have to like figure. I want to see what Sam is thinking, but you know that I don't. Like I wanted this all three to be good.
Yeah.
Because I knew that this was going to happen. Like I told you.
I think it would have been the same.
I don't think it would have been the same.
The thing, it would have been worse because if Susie was here, she would have kept me.
I'm voting for her. You're voting for her, period.
Yeah.
Because
all my like the last 3 matchups are in here.
Yeah. I know, and I know it's like I would much rather you have a shot. Because I really, I know. I'm gonna talk to him and see what he says. Okay.
Even a tie, I would.
Well, you would, yeah.
Consider.
Yeah,
I would go against her.
I know. And that means I would burn her jury vote if I vote. But I also feel like that's.
You're gonna burn mine too.
Yeah, I know. So it's like I burn one or the other.
All right, let's bring in the members of our jury. Shantelle, Katie, Pete, Sarah, Emily, Hoy, Eddie, Louie, and Susan voted out at the last tribal council. So Sam, you just won immunity. How are you feeling right now?
Well, aside from someone setting up an incredibly difficult challenge, making us run up a hill, which caused me to pull a groin, I'm not as excited about this one because I'm hurting a little bit as I was the first one, the challenge. But
So Vanessa, what's going through your mind? Because obviously you want to make it to the final tribal council, so you want to position yourself to sit against 2 people that you have a potential to beat. So what are you going to do to make that happen?
Well, I wanted to make it to the end with Gary, with Sam, and I was just hoping that you would win immunity, and I hope that I can make it. I hope that they want to sit with me more than they want to sit with you. And you know, I'm sorry that it had to happen to Susie. I think you would have. If Sam didn't win, I think you would have won, actually.
So Mark, what's going through your mind? She kind of made it seem like you're gone in her book, or possibly. She hopes.
Yeah, I mean, they voted together the last, I don't know how many tribal councils, more than 3. So I don't think I have a chance. I hope they see that I really want to go and I could play this game. But I also think everyone else may be a game. I really hope she goes as well. Like, I mean, I know we can't both go, but she played a really good game, and it was fun going up against you.
It was really fun playing with you.
Yeah.
Great time. It's really fun.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I've never done anything like this before.
yeah, I want to thank you for allowing us to do this.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's get to the vote then. Let's find out who's going to be the last member of our jury.
I might lose to Gary, but we'll see with the final tribal. I hope that I even make it there. I have an uphill battle. I think the jury's not that happy with me. Whatever. That was a fun game. I wish I had more time to think about what to say to the jury after, but I'm just gonna wing it. Hopefully I'll even make it there. We'll see. Thank you.
I mean, it is a celebration after all, right?
I will read the votes. First vote, Mark. Second vote, Vanessa. That's 1 vote Mark, 1 vote Anessa. Third vote, Mark. That's 2 votes Mark, 1 vote Anessa, 1 vote left. Last vote, Anessa.
Seriously?
We have 2 votes for Anessa and 2 votes for Mark. We are in a tie situation. So we have not had a tie before this whole season.
Oh my god.
But before the game started, there were a set of rules by Survivor New York. In case of a tie, we will go to a revote. But before we revote, we're gonna have Anessa and Mark plead their case to Gary and Sam one final time. We will revote. If things stay tied, the 3 of you, including you, Gary, are going to have to draw rocks. The person who gets the colored rock is going to be the last member of the jury. Okay, so we will start with Mark, if you want to plead your case to Gary and Sam.
I just want to tell like my story, basically, because it's probably on the jury, and I just want to get my point out.
Okay, Anessa, your turn to plead your case.
Is it Gary? It was Gary. I think I understand why you did that, but I would really like to ask you if you could please vote for me this time, as in to keep me. We played from the beginning together, and I think I've made some enemies on the jury. I don't know if I'm well received over there. I think that he's a very good guy, and he's got a very nice story to tell.
I was talking to Inessa before, and I thought she was really manipulative, but what she told me just now, I don't think she was. I think she played a good game, and I probably burned more bridges when I voted out Pete, and all the other yellows got voted out.
Okay, so let's revote. Gary, you're up first. All right, guys, I will read the revote. First vote, Mark. That's 1 vote, Mark. 1 vote left. And the last member of our jury is Mark. Mark, you're gonna need to bring me your torch. All right, Mark, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
It was a good game.
All right, guys, you have gone as far as you could go in this game on your own. The power now shifts from your side over to the jury. They will make the decision on which one of you will be the sole survivor of Survivor New York Season 3. So I'm gonna give you guys a moment to gather your thoughts, and then we're gonna start the jury questioning and get to the final vote.
Gary only started playing a good game towards the end. I don't think he played well at the beginning. I wasn't with him, but he was on the bottom. Sam also just started playing. The only reason he's here is because he found an extra vote. Inessa played well. She was probably the best, besides me. I'll probably vote for Inessa if they can't convince me otherwise.
All right, guys, welcome to the final tribal council. Mark has joined us as the last member of our jury. This is the most important moment of the game. Right now, we're gonna let the jury one by one come up here and address each of you. They have 1 question to ask, and then one by one they will finish, and then we will give you guys a closing statement, your argument as to why you are going to win this game. So we're gonna start things off with Sanjaya.
Hi guys, so first I wanted to say congratulations to all 3 of you for being here. That's an incredible feat. But my question is going to you, Gary.
So you said in a previous tribal council that your game hasn't been the most obvious. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to lay out your path and the rationale behind those decisions.
Thank you so much for your question. The rationale, like my whole path to getting here, I started off in a tribe where it seemed like I had kind of like an alliance that kind of like built in. Sam and I connected very quickly. Vanessa and I connected very quickly. I also had really great relationships with Josh. I had great relationships with pretty much everybody on that on that tribe, until we made it to the swap. The swap is where things got a little murky. I was the only person with a loved one on the same tribe, and in that same tribal council, the first tribal council we went to, my loved one was voted off in a way that I was not expecting. We tried to flip a vote, and that was unsuccessful because of basically just like miscommunication and people just not trusting me. And from that point on, I knew that because I lost my partner, I had to play completely differently. I'm the only person sitting here at the final tribal council without a loved one on the jury. I was the one that wanted to make sure that I was never in anybody's mouth. And I feel like because of the way that I did that, talking to everyone, building relationships with the people that I could, was how I got here. When we made the merge vote was like the wake-up call, like, okay, bitch, it's time to really turn it on, because you voted for someone who didn't go home. You also saw two idols play that you had no idea that people on your own tribe had these clues to the idols and didn't say shit to you, so you really have to be on top of your game. That was when I was just like, okay, I'm going to make sure that I'm trying to get in as well as I can with everyone, make sure that they trust me to some sort of capacity, and also find where I could vote in a block, because I did not like being on the other side of the vote when, of course, my loved one was voted out. Now, because let's be real, out of everyone sitting up here, I'm the only person that has not received a vote all season.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Katie, you're up next.
So it's pretty straightforward. You don't have to explain your answer. I'm just curious, if not you, who should win right here, right now?
It's not me.
Just right down the line. I'm just
Gary.
Sam.
I would say Sam too.
Pete, you're up.
Okay. Congratulations. Thank you. Wow. I know it feels good. I'm really just going to make a comment, and I'm going to address you all for a second, and I'm going to address the jury. It's about my buddy Sam. Woo!
Can you believe it?
Who would have thought this, buddy? I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
You have made fun of me for years for doing these crazy survivor games. And you never understood it.
I do now.
And I brought you out here.
It's a lot of fun.
And you see,
It is. It's
why I do.
fun.
So I'm just so excited that you agreed to do this with me and to have this experience. To you guys, who saw Sam on night one and thought, that guy could be in the final three? I don't think a one of you saw that. You didn't see me that way, you didn't see Sam that way. He has earned his way here. He has never played a game like this. This is not his thing. But he has worked hard, and he did. We did not discuss this game a lot, but he did exactly the right thing. He aligned himself with the right people. Some of it was you, and some of it was y'all. We never aligned in the game. When we merged, we agreed we were not together. I told him to play his game. Don't play for me, play your game. I'm going to play mine. I wasn't with the people he was with. He was not with the people I was with. That's hard to do when you're as close as we are. But we respected each other enough that I wanted to let him do that. I didn't want him to play for me. He looked at me once and said, are we playing to win? And I said, hell yeah, we're playing to win. And so he took off, he put it in gear. And you all did not expect him to be here. He won immunity challenges. He earned his way here. He fought his way here. He's sitting here. And I know all of you don't see that the way I do. And but I want to put a pitch for him because he has fought his way here. He came in with the target. He's an unconventional winner. Thank you, Ben.
Sarah, you're up.
congrats. You might have already touched a bit on this, but I want to know and have you describe your most significant relationships throughout the game.
But I feel like if we were going to go in lines of importance, it was always going to be these two mainly, because I had allegiances to them promising to look out for each other. And Corey was my other allegiance because especially after a certain point, we were the only two or three singles that were left out of like a bunch of bundles.
So for me, I think that's my most important part of this game is building very close relationships. So I'm really glad you asked this question, Sarah, because I had to move the game along in a direction that had to get me here. And like you said in the beginning, that I was scheming and you were just like doing this. I had to do that. I had to move the game along in a particular way to get me here. And the way I did that was I started out with Hoy and Shantelle, and we had a really strong relationship. Then I built a one-on-one relationship with Louie, and I built a one-on-one relationship with you, and a one-on-one relationship with you. So I feel like I had really tight bonds from the beginning, and I was able to control the votes on every single round, even down to the split votes of who was throwing the split vote on who, down to the numbers, exactly every single time, except for Katie and Shantelle, because that was a crazy tribal.
The dynamics of the game changed immediately after we won the first two tribal meetings. And without those, I don't think either three of us would be fit. And I'm just going to make a bold statement without being the two of you with me. Because I have saved you at least 2 different occasions. And I know I've saved you 3 or 4 times. Because even though your name wasn't cast on the vote, it was brought up. But I have thoroughly enjoyed playing this game with both of you.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Emily, you are up.
I really value honesty, but as a huge fan of Survivor, I know you have to lie to get where you're sitting. And I would just like to know from each of you quickly, what was the hardest lie you had to tell during the game?
Mine was Shantelle, for sure. Not letting her in on the fact that we were going to try to get her out.
Mine was Hoy by far. So Hoy was going to play the Gary spot, and I think that we would have been destroyed, and we had to get you out. And it was either you guys, either him or you, and we had to get you out because you would have destroyed us completely. But during that time, we told him that it was going to be split. Like, I don't even remember the split because it wasn't true, so I don't remember what the numbers were anymore, but we told you that it was going to be a wrong split, but then we all voted for you. And that was the first time I've ever lied to you, and that was hard.
All right, Gary.
My hardest one was Corey as well. It was because, one, I knew that he said he trusted me, but then he didn't trust me. But then he did trust me because he was the one that told me about what the actual idol clue was. And I found the idol, and he was there with me when I found it. And I put it in my pants, and I was just like, look, like, I know if any of your name comes up, like, I will definitely, like, try to save you, because it was Sam, myself, and Boy that knew where the actual idol, like, what the actual idol clue was. It was telling everybody it was in the log, it was in a fucking bucket. And I found it in the front of the house, and I grabbed it, and I put it in my pants, and let me tell you, running in challenges with an idol in your pants is a bitch.
Wait, so it wasn't the fog in the log?
Nope.
Yes, it was, because that's where I found it.
I made that saying up.
All right, Naomi, you're up.
What?
More addressing with Gary. The only thing I have to say is I am so proud of you. As a queer person of color myself, everyone else in the area, other than maybe Tricia, I think, may not appreciate how difficult it is to bear the burden of having to control your identity, having to gauge and kind of adjust how you speak, how you move, how you act, especially in a predominantly white cast. So I'm so just in awe of your ability to kind of live and kind of speak and kind of just be yourself proudly and shamelessly. And then y'all played amazing games. Sam, I love you. Vanessa, I think your game, you are work ethic, workhorse, and I think I have mad respect for that. But Gary, I think for you personally, I'm just so proud of you. And I hope everyone sees that.
I hope everyone can try to open their minds to understanding the appreciation and appreciate the level of effort that it really takes to kind of be yourself in a society that doesn't necessarily accept you for who you are and how difficult that can be. So, go you, man. Go you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right. Eddie, you're up next.
Congratulations on you guys being here. That's huge. I wish I was sitting right there too. But I'll keep this short. It's not really a question. It's more of a statement. Ines and I started playing this game together, and we really worked this game hard. You know we did. We were in every decision. We really tried to work hard to make friendships and alliances, and I think you got to lay some weight on that, where this is Survivor, and we were playing the Survivor game, and we stepped on some toes, and that's unfortunate. And I hope, in your closing statement, you could kind of address some of that and maybe some apologies there in some ways. But I do think that you got to lay some weight on the fact that we really knew the game and she really killed the game, and I'm really proud of you for doing that. So, thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Hey guys. First of all, congratulations. Purple did it. I can't believe it. LOL, that was yesterday that we started this adventure. Feels like 3 months ago. So big feat, because I know that we all had talked about making it to the final 3 in some capacity together. That being said, I also was a big part of a lot of the decisions that went on with all of us, because we worked, if not at the same time, at least together at pretty much every single stage, and I also voted correctly every single round until it was me. Where did it go wrong with me?
We had to get that partnership out of the game.
Why not Mark?
I will explain that. If you are you done?
I just think you were the stronger player.
I will add my 2 cents to that. I came to him and I was just like, we have to do Louis because Louis is very well liked by the jury. We were at the final 7, and I also knew that he had an extra vote. So if he was able to, because I knew that the other 3 were going to be voting for Inessa, and I knew that we had to figure out who another person we could vote for was. You had the best relationships with everyone. You are one of the most charismatic people I've ever met. And I knew that that was going to translate well. If you were sitting in one of our positions, you would have flooded us.
Yeah.
So for that reason, that was why we came together to vote 3 against 3, use his extra vote to make that 4. And that was the reason why we ended up choosing you as the person to go home now.
Can I answer that as well? So I had an immunity idol that round as well, and even if it wasn't the double vote, the extra vote, I would have played that idol anyway. And when I spoke to you guys earlier about who would we vote out, Sam or Susie, because I think those were the 2 options, I got conflicting information from Mark and you, and I knew that you guys were not being honest with me, so I knew that you guys were voting for me for sure, because we had always been on the same page this entire time. And I knew that you were the gamer in the situation, and that I can pull him back in if we got you out. I was writing your name down because I had to. It was either me or you, and I thought that I could pull him back in. And it just so happened that he told me about the double vote, so I didn't use my idol. I would have used it that round. I even told him in the confessional, I'm using this no matter what, but then when I found out the double vote, I didn't use it. That's what happened.
Thanks
And
for the info.
yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I want to say it's been an honor to work with each of you, and I admire so much about each thing that you bring to the game. But my question is, if you could each tell me one characteristic about the people sitting next to you that describes how they participated, one word answer, just to tell me why they should, what would make you vote for them.
If I was going to Nessa, I would say strategic. Okay. If I was going to say Sam, I would say workforce.
Oh, I was going to say, I'll pick another one. If I was going to say Gary, I was going to say loyal. If I was going to say Sam, rational.
Sam, strategic, and flamboyant.
Thank you guys. Good luck.
All right, the last juror.
Just want to say congrats. Listening to you guys talk right now, I'm blown away by how good you guys played because I didn't see it from my end. So coming into this, coming into the merge, I thought either Inessa or Hoy would be the people I would want to get out because you guys seemed like the hardest players. You guys were just gunning for it, and I wanted to get you out. What I didn't see was Gary. I didn't see you manipulate as hard as you did, which is a good game. But I like that. So I'm voting for someone who thinks they're the biggest snake. So between you two.
You said that you're voting for somebody who what?
The biggest snake of the game between you two. And why you think that? Like, why do you think?
Why do you think that I'm the biggest? I'm the biggest snake?
Yeah.
Because I snaked the majority of the people that were here. Like, and I was talking to people. I mean, I'm not good. There's no reason to fucking lie. I'm sorry. There's no reason to lie. Like, I tried my best to keep the people that I wanted to keep in at certain points, and when things were not going my way, I had to sway to the side that I knew was going to keep me to the end. And if that meant that someone else had to go before me, I'm not here to play for someone else. I'm here to play for myself. And I'm here to get myself to the final three. And that's the most important thing, which is the reason why, even though I knew that I was going to be sitting in the final three with Inessa, I still wrote her name down because I wanted to show that I'm here to play. I'm not here to just sit back and let things happen and be cute. No, there's a gamer in here. I have not strayed away from like my like hard work ethic as far as like my social game. I may not have won challenges. But I made up for that obviously because of how I was able to speak with people, have them genuinely trust me to some extent. And I feel like that's what a snake does. And I mean, I'll own that.
Well, I think I'm definitely the biggest snake, and I'm going to apologize for this in my closing arguments, but I think I've directed every single vote here. And I was in a group that orchestrated all of it, except for Katie and Shantelle. But I think that I played this game really hard, and I'm hoping that you guys are gamers who value that type of strategy. And I think that if I hadn't played that way, I wouldn't have been here. So I also, and as you know, because we've done this, the two of us have done this, Louis, me and you have done this, Eddie, Hoy, Shantelle, we've done this. I'm sorry we haven't done this, and I'll explain why on your end. We didn't just think about who we were voting next. No, we didn't do that. We already knew who we were voting out next every single time. Before the challenge started, you even know this, you know, before the challenge even started, we knew who we were voting out. We were thinking who we were voting out the time after that, and then the time after that. And we were moving the pieces along to make sure that happened. There was never a time when I didn't know where people were voting and how they were voting that way. And then I knew what was going to happen the next round after that, too. And then even the round after that. And I came up to Emily and Susie, and I really wanted to work with you guys because we were in trouble that time. But I'm sorry, I'm going to back up. What happened with Sarah is that I really wanted to work with Sarah in the beginning, but when you came to the tribe, when you were swapped over to this, we had a really good alliance going between Hoy and Shantelle and myself. And you were original yellow, and it didn't fit. It didn't fit. And I told you that we thought it was going to be a unanimous vote, which is why I voted for you. I thought that, I heard that you had an idol because I think you relayed the information as if you had an idol or something, or like a vote block. So we orchestrated something to diffuse that situation. And it worked out. Louis helped. I actually think it wouldn't have worked out unless Louis had told us, gave us the heads up on what to do. And after that, I just knew that you couldn't trust me. Even if I wanted to work with you again, you're really smart, and I knew that you could not look past that. There was no way you were going to trust me. And it happened at the merge. You voted 7 strong on the other side. I knew we couldn't play together. So I had to get you out. I had to, because there was no way that that you would trust me again. And then Emily,
wrap it up.
Okay, Emily and Susie. Emily, I remember that we were sitting outside in the front with your mom, and I came up to you guys, and I really wanted to work with you guys because we needed you guys, and I was like, if we lock this in, we'll be good. And after that, you came back to Original Yellow and told them everything that I said. And they came to me and told me that you guys said everything that I said, like verbatim. So I'm like, I cannot work with them. I can't do it. And I had to get Emily out because you had an idol before, and I thought you were driving the strategy of your team.
Okay, Nessa, we're gonna go.
I don't remember what the question was.
It was.
I
think you answered
I'm really
that,
sorry
Nessa.
that happened, Pete. I had to get you out. It had to be done.
Okay, we can go
That's
to
it.
that in the
Yeah.
closing statements.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was a little bit bitter getting voted out, but now I'm not at all. So you guys played amazing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna stand because I feel like that's showing respect. This game was hard. I have played online reality games as far as just like the scheming and like playing Survivor online and stuff like that for years. So this being outside and doing this kind of work was out of my element. I am a camper, but not a camper. Like I'm a fake camper. Okay. I would sincerely apologize if there were any hurt feelings amongst this jury. I really don't like in my normal life, I'm not the type of person, like I'm very loyal, I'm very upfront, and I've said that to a lot of you guys. But what I had to do was think about, this is Survivor, and I have to make moves that are strategic, I have to make moves that are social, and I have to make moves that are gonna advance me in the game. I know that Sam may have mentioned that my name had came up, but my name never saw a ballot. And I think that that should show how strong of a sense I had on what was going on. And Anessa stated that she knew what was going to be happening like after every vote and stuff like that. She had to come to someone to talk about that, and that person was me. So the fact that I had someone who was always going to come to me with information on various levels, I feel like shows my level of intelligence, my level of sociability, and then at the same time how I'm able to kind of like maneuver. The last thing that I did was do this vote split, and I knew it was because you told me, Mark, I will not vote for you, burn a vote if you do not vote with me. Because if you don't vote with me, I'm not giving you my vote. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't know how many votes I'm gonna have on the jury anyway because of loved ones. I'm going to try and make this just because I need to make one last piece of fireworks, one last move. I'm not a scary bitch, and I didn't come here to be a scary bitch. I came here to be a bad bitch, and I feel like a bad bitch deserves to take home the title of Sole Survivor. You don't have to win everything. You don't have to be the most athletic, but at the same time, you have to have the most heart. You have to know what's going on and have a pulse of what's going on at all times, and you also have to really just put your foot in it sometimes. Hurts is gonna hurt people's feelings. You have to put yourself first. We came into this world alone, we're leaving this world alone, and we came into Survivor, not alone in this case, but at the same time, only one person can win. And I know that I don't have that one person like these two might have in order to solidify a vote. But at the same time, I hope that you guys can give me the consideration of giving me the vote for being the sole survivor. And I appreciate every single one of you. It has been such a pleasure to get to know you guys. Thank you.
I came in this game with 3 goals. I wanted to make the merge, I wanted to win an individual immunity, which I did twice, and I wanted to beat Pete. I accomplished all 3 of my goals. Gary made the remark earlier that I was the one that made sure all the decisions got made. I was going to each and every one of you, telling you things that you needed to hear, and some of it true, some of it wasn't, but that's how I played the game. I feel in my heart that I outplayed both of them. I would really love your vote as the New York Survivor.
All right. Nessa, you're up.
Hello everyone, thank you for your time. So, it depends what you guys value, and I can't sway your vote. If you guys are valuing this game as I'm going to vote for somebody who's a really nice guy, somebody who, I can drink a beer with, somebody who's my friend, somebody who's very nice, I cannot beat him. You will vote for him, and there's nothing I can do about that because that's not how I play this game. If you want to vote for somebody who was a strategic person who guided the entire strategy in this game, who played this game really hard, I think that I'm the person that did that. And if I stepped on some toes, I'm going to explain that next even further. I believe that Gary played a very good game also. However, the distinction between my game and Gary's game was actually brought up in Gary's conversation to you guys, is that I made the decisions on what to do, and then I told him what to do, and then that happened. And I'm really sorry if I rubbed you guys the wrong way, if I left a nasty taste in your mouth. I really hope that you see the strategy behind everything that I did. Mark, I really hope you see everything that we did here. Louis, you did see everything that we did, because I think that after the swap, we worked together on literally every single vote. And I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I think that I was the most strategic player out of everybody sitting here today. We made the decisions, and then the different groups. My biggest strength in this game was making really good relationships with the right people at the right times in the right numbers. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, jury. Now the power has completely shifted into your hands. After all the statements and questions, you guys are each going to go up and vote for who you want to see win this game. You are going to write down the name of the person that you believe should be the sole survivor of Survivor New York Season 3 Blood vs. Water.
I am so proud of you, and I'm super glad you beat me in this one.
Good luck to everyone.
Nessa, I love you, girl. You played a killer game. I wish I was up there with you, but I hope you win. And this definitely had to be done.
My very first alliance on day one was Queer POC. I made with my sister, Shantelle and Serena. So proud of you. Power to the people. Hope you win.
So I'm going to get to the votes, and we're going to find out who's going to win this game. First vote, Anessa. Second vote, Gary. That's one vote Anessa, one vote Gary. Third vote, Sam. That's one vote Gary, one vote Anessa, one vote Sam. Fourth vote, Gary. That's two votes Gary, one vote Anessa, one vote Sam. Fifth vote, Sam. That's two votes Sam, two votes Gary, one vote Anessa. Sixth vote, Gary. That's three votes Gary, two votes Sam, one vote Anessa. Seventh vote, Gary. That's four votes Gary, two votes Sam, one vote Anessa. 3 votes left. The next vote and the winner of Survivor New York Season 3, Blood vs. Water, is Gary. Congratulations, Gary. You are the winner of Survivor New York Season 3, Blood vs. Water.
Okay, you can go hug him now.
Every game. No. I can't help it.
Crying.
Quite literally.
I know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Person I think who represents the Survivor New York Season 3 experience for me.
I have no hesitation about this. You played this game in an incredible way. I considered myself a people person, but you literally redefined that through this game.
After hearing everything, I realized that who I thought you were was very different than how I thought you were during the game, and I highly respect the game that you played.
Okay, I'm so impressed with your social game. I think you're a terrific guy, and I hope we can hang out in Brooklyn sometime.
They all played an amazing game, and right now I'm just going with my heart.
I mean, you played me pretty good. I thought I was doing pretty well, but I was not thinking as hard as you or Nessa.
As one season ends, another one is right around the corner. 18 new castaways will take on the battle to take the title of sole survivor. A new twist shakes up the game right from the start. But only one will have what it takes to outwit, outplay, and outlast the rest.
And this weekend is really a mini dream come true, because it's just giving me the chance to do what I really want to do, is play Survivor all the time.
Survivor New York Veterans vs. Contenders premieres next year.